everybody. Call James Lee here with the Aegis Alliance. An officer in Columbus, Ohio shot and killed an unarmed black man last Tuesday on December 22nd, whose only weapon was a smartphone. I must warn you, the following video is graphic.
Put your fucking hands out to the side. Hands out to the side now. Roll to your stomach now. Yeah. Hey, don't get fucking close. I can't see his fucking hand. Get your hand off from underneath you now. You got a medic coming. Don't move, dude. Fuck. Roll over, dude.
Any additional? Copy. 3031, copy, get ready to pull up.
Get me support.
Okay.
At first, Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther said the officers forgot to turn their body cameras on until after the scene. However, the officers had their body cams turned on both before and after the shooting, but just happened to forget to turn them on when they arrived at Maurice Hill's friend's house. Although, apparently, a look-back feature was used that was able to recover the missing footage from that night. In the video, two officers are seen walking up to a home with an open garage and notice Andre Hill, who only had a cell phone held in his hand, with the other hand in his pocket. 44-year-old officer Adam Coy immediately shot Andre Hill. Hill was taken to the Ohio Health Riverside Methodist Hospital, where he later died from the fatal gunshot injuries. Andre Maurice Hill is only 47 years old. The police cruiser dash cam didn't activate because the officers were on a non-emergency call without the lights or sirens running. A nearby resident had called police because of a suspicious vehicle. The caller said a man was repeatedly turning the engine on and off while sitting inside an SUV, but the vehicle in the garage where Andre Hill was in wasn't an SUV, it was a car. Andre Hill was merely there visiting a friend's house. Hill's family and his daughter spoke out about the incident and condemned Officer Coy's actions and mentioned that while Hill was lying face down on the ground after being shot, Officer Coy and the other officer yelled and cursed at Hill to put his hands behind his back. Then Coy rolls Hill over himself, and during this time Hill is heard moaning and groaning in pain. However, the audio in the footage is silent for the first vital seconds, so we don't get to hear that crucial first exchanging of words between Andre Hill and Officer Coy. The Columbus Police Department says the officers remembered to turn their body cams back on within 60 seconds of the shooting. But in the video, the officers are seen initially walking up to the house. They see Mr. Hill. There are a few silent words exchanged that don't seem threatening. Officer Adam Coy immediately fires the deadly shots. And wouldn't you know it, a moment before the gunshot rang out, the audio turns on. At first, Officer Adam Coy was suspended pending an investigation, but Coy wasn't suspended for fatally shooting Andre Hill. No, he was suspended for not turning his body cam on. Officer Coy has been with the police in Columbus since July of 2001 and has a history of using excessive force, police misconduct, and had 9 complaints filed against him in 2003, with 4 coming from within a 1-month period. Coy was only given a written counseling for his actions. In 2012, the city had to pay $45,000 to a man who Coy pulled over for drunk driving during an early morning. The cruiser cam showed Coy banging the driver's head into the hood 4 times during the DUI arrest. Coy got off light and was suspended for only 160 hours. The Columbus City Council put pressure on Columbus Police Chief Thomas Quinlan, with council members saying they're beyond frustrated at the senseless death of Andre Hill. Public Safety Director Ned Pettis said Coy will be served with a list of charges by the Chief of Police. After much outcry and protest from the public and officials, Chief Quinlan demanded Officer Adam Coy be immediately terminated from the force and condemned Hill's death in a press release, referring to it as preventable and senseless violence.
I am Columbus Police Chief Tom Quinlan. Today is Christmas Eve, a time when we should be gathering with those we love. The family of Andre Hill has nothing to celebrate this holiday. Someone very important won't be with them this holiday or any other. A Columbus police officer is responsible for that, and that breaks my heart. This is why today I am announcing action to terminate Officer Adam Coy. I have filed 2 departmental charges alleging critical misconduct against Officer Coy. After an expedited investigation, I have sustained those charges. Based on these findings, I am recommending discipline of termination. Today, Officer Coy will be served notice of the charges against him, and my recommendations now go to the Public Safety Director. The process of departmentally charging an officer typically includes a hearing before the Chief of Police, before a determination of wrongdoing or any discipline. In this case, I have bypassed that step. Like all of you, I witnessed his critical misconduct firsthand via his body-worn camera. I have seen everything I need to see to reach the conclusion that Officer Coy must be terminated immediately. Some may call this a rush to judgment. It is not. We have an officer who violated his oath to comply with the rules and policies of the Columbus Division of Police. And the consequences of that violation are so great, it requires immediate action. This violation cost an innocent man his life. There are 2 administrative investigations underway. This first investigation is related to Officer Coy's unreasonable use of deadly force, failure to activate his body-worn camera, and failure to render aid to Mr. Hill. The second investigation pertains to the additional officers involved in this incident who either failed to activate their body cameras or failed to render aid. Any other officers found to have violated policy will be held accountable. I have taken these steps in consultation with the Columbus City Attorney's Office. As Chief of Police, it is solely my duty to bring charges against officers, make recommendations for discipline, and deliver my findings to the Director of Public Safety. Some have asked why they haven't seen me publicly over the last 48 hours. This is why. I have spent every waking minute evaluating the facts of this horrific shooting, the legal options at my disposal, and setting the necessary process in motion. Mayor Ginther and Safety Director Pettis have been the public voices on this. It was critical that I attend to the urgent matter of completing an expedited investigation to deliver to Director Pettis. The next step in the process is a hearing before the Public Safety Director. That will happen Monday morning, after which the Director will rule on my recommendation of termination. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation is handling the criminal investigation of Mr. Hill's death. Whether Officer Coy violated the law is for BCI to investigate and a prosecutor to determine. And I have full faith in their ability to conduct a complete, impartial, and just investigation. I am a father and a grandfather. I cannot fathom the pain Andre Hill's family is feeling right now. He was taken from them by violence, preventable violence, senseless violence. This didn't have to happen, and it never should have. Andre Hill should be with his family this holiday. I ask this community to wrap their arms around his family and join me in praying for their comfort.
On Monday, December 28th, Adam Coy was fired from the police department.
Tonight, the city of Columbus, Ohio, is moving to fire a police officer who shot and killed an unarmed black man. As the victim's family demands justice, new details are emerging in this case, including the officer's record, which also includes numerous civilian complaints. Here is CBS's Jeff Pegues.
Today, I am announcing action to terminate Officer Adam Coy.
Late today, when he made the announcement, Columbus Police Chief Thomas Quinlan said that he was thinking about Andre Hill's family.
I cannot fathom the pain Andre Hill's family is feeling right now. He was taken from them by violence.
He blamed veteran officer Adam Coy, who arrived on scene after a neighbor made a non-emergency 911 call of a suspicious vehicle repeatedly being turned on and off. In the body camera video, Hill is seen holding a cell phone in his left hand. Within seconds, Officer Coy moves closer to the open garage, fires his gun, and Hill, who investigators say did not have a weapon, falls to the ground, where he lay for several minutes with no one providing aid.
Don't move, dude!
Today, there were protests, anger, and calls for justice. Al Williams is Hill's brother.
Just outright crime.
That's what you think it was?
Yes, I believe it was strictly an unjust murder.
Attorney Ben Crump represents the Hill family.
On a non-emergency call, you get out of your cruiser with guns drawn. This officer should be arrested for killing a man who was unarmed.
Still a mystery why the officer drew his gun in the first place. Jeff Pegues, CBS News, Washington.
This is the second time this month that an unarmed black man has been fatally shot by Columbus police, when on December 4th, Casey Goodson Jr. was carrying food home to his family when Sheriff's Deputy Jason Meade was supposedly responding to a call about a verbal exchange or argument when Deputy Meade shot and killed Goodson, who was only 23 years old. Police said Goodson had a gun but never presented any evidence of that, or else it would have been kept as evidence. Police shootings have been known to use the old "he had a gun" as an excuse to justify their actions, without ever presenting any actual evidence of a person actually having a gun. Media outlets reported that the Franklin County Sheriff's Department said Deputy Meade was wrapping up an unrelated operation with the U.S. Marshals Task Force in North Columbus, but the U.S. Marshals Service was surprised by this and said Jason Meade wasn't working for them. This is Kyle James Lee with the Aegis Alliance. I hope you found this video interesting. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Like, comment on, and share our videos. Until next time, thanks for watching.